Hi, I'm Mark from Property Ventures. Welcome to this week's New Zealand Property Podcast, where we interview the property expert around you. Hi, and welcome back to the New Zealand Property Podcast and video series. And I'm down in Christchurch today. It's a beautiful sunny day, not one cloud in the sky out there. And I'm with Claire Wilson from A1 Property Managers. And she's a very active investor and been brought up with investments since she was a wee one. So welcome along to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be able to be part of it finally.
No worries at all. Pleasure. So we'll talk a bit about Christchurch and investing today, and maybe a few things you're doing. But you were brought up with property in your blood, I guess. So yeah, sort of why and how did it start for you?
So my parents have been active property investors for a long time, and they started A1 Property Managers probably 25 years ago. So the phone's always been ringing hot with people wanting to rent properties when I was just really hanging out for my friends to ring. They helped me into my first rental property probably when I was 23, after I'd been to uni and done my OE, came back. I was lucky enough that they lent me the deposit, which the first house I bought was $80,000, so they lent me $8,000.
I wish it was like that now. It's not about to do the same thing for our kids coming up.
I know. Oh, it was only a couple of years ago. I mean, not that old.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That was a wee while ago. I was 23, yeah. And I paid that back over the course of the year, I think, with interest. So, and then I had that property, the rent covered the mortgage then. I think it was like an 11% yield or something crazy. And I still own that property today. And from there, I just revalued that property each year and used the equity to buy more.
Right.
And in that time, I met my husband Hamish, and he had a property as well. So that was quite good. We could leverage off both properties. We built in Queenstown, did some developing down there, and then decided to move back to Christchurch. Queenstown wasn't for us. A 2-year stint down there was long enough. And then we moved back here and bought more property. We did a lot of do-ups that we held on to, and now mostly our portfolio is half student properties and half mainly family homes, I guess, 3 to 4 bedroom brick and tile.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the last couple of years, what have you bought anything in the last couple of years, and what sort of property and why?
Yeah, we bought 3 last year. So one was a holiday home actually in Lake Brunner, but we don't rent that out, but that was quite a nice luxury to get.
Yeah.
And we bought, just before the LVR rules changed, my mortgage broker called me and said, Claire, you need to spend some money, the last little bit of money that you've got, and buy something. So I just went out and bought something within 24 hours, and I don't know whether it was the best buy or not but we it was a 4-bedroom house in Sockburn. We converted it into 6 bedrooms, and we rented it out to students. So, and it's been 2 years now, I think it's been rented to students. Okay,
that's pretty cool. So why student accommodation? Why is that good around here, and what's a student accommodation in Christchurch mean to investor?
The student accommodation was in really short supply after the earthquakes. So, and there was a lot of homes through sort of the island area around the Teachers College and the university that were had on like good sized sections where you could add in one dwelling to the back.
Right. So
we bought quite a few 3-4 bedroom family homes and added a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom sleep out onto the back, consented with a bathroom. We had versatile homes build them.
Right.
And created 6 to 7 bedroom properties. We also put cabins on the back, so if you have I think it's called an accessory building that's less than 10 square metres, you don't need to have a permit for it.
Right.
Although there are some restrictions with the council where you need to have them their own height away from each other, the boundary in any other house, which we didn't know the first property we did that on.
Yeah.
Until the neighbour complained and the council came around and said you need to move the cabins, and we'd already had them hived in over the fence and the deck put in through in front of them, so we had to move them all, but at least the council had been and ticked it off. So.
Yeah, that's always good. We'll come back to actually one of the ones later on actually, because when I've asked you a question about that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so you bought that. So you bought your luxury place down south. You bought your
bought a student
home.
property.
What else did you do?
We've also bought quite a big family home set on 1/4 acre on opposite the uni rugby fields, which was not your typical student family home, a student property. Sorry, it was a family home that I think they'd had it for 30 years in their family. Beautiful house. Anyway, we subdivided it and we built a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom house on the back.
Right.
We use micro homes. They're fantastic to build with, and so affordable as well. And I think it might have been it was mid 300s, I think, to build.
Wow.
And we get $1,200 a week for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you subdivide it with 2 new titles, or?
Yeah, 2 new titles.
Nice.
Yeah, I always do that because you have to pay the development contribution costs anyway, even if you don't subdivide it. So, and it's thousands, so you may as well just pay another 5,000 to 10,000 to the survey and get it into 2 titles, and it's worth more, and you can get more equity and go again.
Great.
Yeah.
Back this, I'm going to go back a step, and we haven't spoken about this at all, or briefed you on this, but minor dwellings, there's a reason for this, because we may be having a very special situation coming up in Christchurch. How easy it is to put a minor dwelling on in Christchurch? So it seems easier than it does in other places, like Auckland.
Yeah, I always ring the council and talk to the duty planner before when I'm doing my due diligence, before I look further into a property, because they do have restrictions. It depends on the zoning for the area, which you can look up on the council website, so it's all available. And a lot of it's changed in Christchurch too since the earthquakes, especially around the big malls. Like it's more density, higher density, which is good. So if you can work out where those areas are and invest in there, you know, down the track, you can. If you've got extra money, you can chuck a minor dwelling on the back, and they're not that expensive. And students love them. They love the permanent sleep outs, but they're not so keen on the cabins. I think the permanent sleep outs with all 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms have access to a shared bathroom, and it's got a separate shower and separate toilet, so which is quite good, and it's got a veranda, and
nice.
Yeah, they rent well.
Yeah. Well, the student accommodation thing there. So, what sort of expenses does you as a landlord have to pay for? Some places you have to pay for your own power and what have you. You don't really have to pay for anything, a landlord in Christchurch, do you usually? Yeah.
No, students pay for everything. The only thing we do is mow the lawns, because that means we can get round there fortnightly in the summer and monthly in the winter.
Check on them.
Yeah, make sure that they're behaving pretty much, because a lot of people shy away from having students as tenants because they can be difficult to manage if you don't have the right systems in place. But we've been doing it for, 20, 25 years now. And we're probably one of the biggest student landlords in town. We've got a good affiliation with the University of Canterbury. We run seminars there. We go to the expos. We provide sort of Flatting 101 mentoring for students, and we've got quite a good system of making sure they play the game as such, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's important. Oh, that's great. So on the A1, you started talking about what you do. Sort of. So when you say you're the biggest landlord, your biggest company, you mean it's looking after student accommodation. You've been around for a long time, as you just spoke with your family before you. Tell us a bit about your company, I guess, overall, and then we'll talk about the actual rental market in Christchurch after that.
Okay, cool. So A1 Property Managers was formed in 1999, so we're probably one of the first property managers in town. And it really came about as a result of our family's growing portfolio and not being able to find a property manager that we trusted to manage them like we did. So A1 Property Managers was formed, and we started out at a small office in Fingleton Road.
Okay.
And now we occupy offices probably 5 times the size of that and manage hundreds of properties right across Christchurch. We're part of the Independent Property Managers Association, and we're probably I'd say we're the largest independent property manager in Christchurch. We don't sell property, we just purely manage property.
Yeah.
And I think our edges, our longevity, we've been around for a long time, and the fact that we're investors ourselves and we work actively in the business. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good property management companies around New Zealand that actually started out from someone in the family having a large portfolio, not getting good enough service, enough started, and gone strength to strength. And I see quite a few around the country at times. That's how it all got going.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fly-by-nighters in the property management around New Zealand. It's important when you are dealing with a company they've got history, and the good thing about that is you've got, I dabbled in this myself about 8 or 9 years ago. I had my own property management company, but there's the systems in place. So, the day one someone doesn't pay rent, they get a letter. All those sorts of things are just so important.
Yeah, and the whole team needs to be on board and know your policies inside and out, because we're owner advocates at the end of the day, and we've got to do what we say we're going to do.
Yeah. And the hardest thing for investment at the moment seems to be the government and the policies they're putting on landlords, almost giving it appears anyway from the landlord side that the tenants have all the all the say. And what's your opinion from that sort of comment? Because a lot of people listening here will be thinking that. From you, who's actually you know the law, you're in there day in, day out, and you're a landlord.
Yes.
Who has the rights?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a lot harder for investors to get into the market and make it work over the next few years. Although in Christchurch, I think we're in a bit of a bubble because we've got the new city being rebuilt. I think that we might buck the trend for the rest of the country. Well, I'm hoping on that. I've kind of got my head in the sand because I want to buy more property. But yeah, like the Healthy Homes Bill, that is definitely going to come in probably before Christmas. It just needs a royal signature on it, Governor General, and then it will be law, which probably isn't.
What will that mean to landlords watching this?
So that means that you'll have to meet a certain ambient temperature in the property, have a certain type of heating, most probably a heat pump, depending on whether you've got other form of heating or not. You still might need to put a heat pump in. There'll be regulation around drainage, ventilation, and drafts. So most good landlords will meet those criteria anyway, I'd say, especially with all the insulation requirements that have been put on us in the last year. And it could be quite good to pull some of the sort of more shonky landlords into line, I think. But the ambient temperature thing's a worry, because if they say the World Health Organisation recommend, I think, 17 or 18 degrees.
Right.
And if you are a landlord in Invercargill, how are you going to how would you manage your tenants to keep the ambient temperature of the house to 18 degrees? I mean, they might not have the money to spend on the electricity either. So I don't really know how it's all going to work.
Yeah, there's some interesting stories. It's going to come forward the next sort of 6 or 8 months, I think, with that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So in Christchurch, from the investment side of things, I've saying to people who ask, I go, this is the market around the rest of the country, but Christchurch has its own market because of the earthquakes, and it's completely different. So whatever's going on, Christchurch is different, and I totally agree with what you said before. So what opportunities are you seeing around here? I mean, Slade is really busy working for us at the moment. He's got whereas people buying after they've fixed it, buying before they do it.
It's really big.
You've got new builds, you've got, as you said, the university students. Seems to be a lot going on down here. I know some people listening are scared because they think a big quake's going to happen. I think people happened 5 or 6 years ago, and be another 200 years probably before it happens again. So what sort of opportunities are you seeing around Christchurch from the investment side to buy?
I think there's a lot of opportunities out there, especially for around the city, within the 4 Avs. I think if you can buy anything in and around there and sit on it, that's where you're going to make the money in the long term. Like, a lot of people have moved to the sort of satellite suburbs like Prebbleton, Horswell, Longhurst, Kaipoi. I think people are going to want to come back into the city very soon. It's pretty attractive out there. Like, there's a lot of baby boomers who want to put their money somewhere, and they're not. It's almost better to buy a brand new house from one of these package companies and get 5 or 6% yield rather than put it on a term deposit on 3 or 4%. So there's still a lot of investors buying those new homes, and that's what tenants want to rent. They don't want to rent the older homes anymore. They want the new ones.
No,
so that's really easy to rent, and it's low maintenance, and you get to do the depreciation. We don't know how long for. And you get good long-term tenants too. So
it's music to my ears. What I've been telling people for the last year or so.
I think new builds are quite a good
new
idea.
Builds and the close to the city is where people are going to come back. And I come down here every month or so, and this in another 8, 10, 12 years, it's going to be it's a really funky city. It's sort of the word I'm using, because it's not big high rises. It's a brand new city being built out there, and every time I come, I go, wow, look at that place or that place, and it's different from the norm, I guess. The architects are having a great time down here.
I went into the new mall with the Crossing a couple of weeks ago, and they think that's going to be the shopping destination of the South Island. So, that's music to my ears as well, because even though we do invest heavily in students, there has actually been an oversupply of student properties over the last 2 years. Because, I mean, if you were a student in New Zealand wanting to study, why would you choose Christchurch over Dunedin, Wellington or Auckland? Because we don't really have much of a city life and nightlife here for students. So, and I think UC are down 3,000 students for next year.
Right.
But I think those numbers will swell again, and you just need to walk through the university, and they're rebuilding and new lecture theatres, and they are investing a lot in trying to attract students to Canterbury. It's just a bit of a waiting game, but you know, there's the old saying of, you know, when people are selling, you buy, and when people are buying, you sell.
Yeah, exactly.
So now people are selling, they're trying, and that's when you just snap up those good deals.
I agree. You need anything near the 4 not necessarily in it, but near them.
Yeah.
And you're going to be right long term.
Especially that.
Security.
Is it the St Albans side through to Papanui and Mirabel? Yeah, there's heaps of land banking opportunities through there because a lot of the land's L3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even through to Phillipstown, my little $80,000 house I first bought's on Harrow Street.
Right.
And it's a bit of a dodgy area through there, but it's all L3.
Yeah.
And they're all little character bungalows.
Right.
And yeah, there's people putting townhouses and all sorts in there. There's some good opportunity. It's just whether you can afford to sit on the land.
Yeah. Cool. And while I'm down here, we're talking to you, and you've been on the Canterbury Property Investor Association Committee and Vice President, I think, for a wee while.
A couple of years.
Yep. How's the that association doing down here?
Yeah, it's going really well. We've got a really good team of executive committee members at the moment, and we've got some good speakers lined up for the next 6 months. It's an awesome association to be part of. As any of the PIAs throughout the country, we've been members for 15 years now. And Martin, my father, was the president for 8 years before moving on to the New Zealand Property Investors Federation.
Yeah.
And it's just a perfect place to go and network and grow your knowledge and get motivated, I think, too. Like, we go to the monthly forums and it might just be a 5-minute chat I have with someone at the end, and I think that's how I got onto the student thing, actually. Some guy 10 years ago told me he was converting garages into rooms, and I'm like, well, that's a novel idea. I can do that. Yeah. So you just pick up things by going along to these networking events. Yeah.
That's right about property. There's so many ways of doing property, and here's something saying recently, there's plenty to go around for everyone, and you get something you like. Don't do everything, but get something that really you think, no, I could actually really get into that, and then you learn from others. And the PIAs around the country are a great way to just to get ahead, and just like-minded people. And there's a lot of money in those rooms of people who have done a lot of stuff in the previous 10, 20, 40 years sort of thing.
Yeah, and they're more than willing to share their knowledge.
Absolutely, so it's a good committee, a good thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
All right. So before I wrap it up, what else you've got to say about Christchurch or A1 property or?
What else have I got to say that's interesting?
First, how do they get hold of A1 property apart from obviously Google?
Yeah, well, we're trying to increase our social media presence and get out the monthly newsletters. We've done some vlogs, which are quite funny. We've taken off the James Corden carpool karaoke and we've called it Claire's Carpool Chats. There is one coming out with Slade. I did try to get him to play his trumpet and wear his tails. Oh, actually, no, he is playing his trumpet, so stay tuned. Yeah, he is amazing on the trumpet. He's Christchurch Symphony Orchestra. So that's fun. We actually have 10 free guest passes for the Canterbury Property Investors events.
Okay.
So I do run a giveaway each month on our Facebook page. If anyone is interested in coming, just I think you've got to like the page and tag a mate. You can go in the draw to win one of those 10 passes and come along to the CPA events, because usually I think it's $25 for non-members.
Right.
We put out lots of. We've got so much combined knowledge. I think we added up the number of years that we have, Martin, Anne, Hamish, myself, and all our staff. We've got about 135 years of knowledge.
It's pretty good.
So we need to start putting that out to the public and letting people know how to get into property investment, and being aligned with you guys is fantastic, because it's we find investors coming from all over the country and the world coming to invest in Christchurch, and just going with a local real estate agent often isn't the best way. You need to be someone national who's speaking nationally to everybody. Yeah,
it's amazing how many investors do invest outside of the area and overseas. Not only overseas people, but expat Kiwis. We have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Want to invest back here, they're overseas, and it seems to be the place people still consider it to be the safe haven of the world, and long may that last.
Yeah, definitely.
What's going on in the rest of it?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. It's been a real pleasure having you on the show, Claire, and all the best with your series you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And with A1, it's obviously been around for a while. It's going to be around for a lot longer yet.
Hopefully, yes. Yeah, we plan to be. We love it.
Yeah, so feel free for any advice, or if you're looking at getting a rental down here, give these guys a buzz, along with Slade, of course.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. So, thanks again, and all the best.
Cool. Thank you, Mark.